Welcome to the Emily the Mystic Show. You're about to walk through a portal that leads to all things mystical, magical, spiritual, and supernatural. I'm your host, Emily. I'm a spiritual mentor, an Akashic Records practitioner and teacher, an intuition development coach, and a galactic channeler. If you're an old soul on a self-discovery and healing journey, you are in the right place. We'll be diving in deep to some of my favorite mystical topics, including manifestation, past lives, the spirit world, energy, and so much more. Get ready to embrace your inner mystic and live your most authentic life possible. The portal is now open. Welcome to your collective energy forecast for the month of February. I am really excited, as always, to deliver to you a collective energy forecast. And I'm even more pumped about this one because it is the first collective energy forecast that's going to be featured on my new Emily the Mystic Show podcast. So perhaps you are listening to this from my new podcast, or perhaps you're joining us from YouTube, where I typically post these energy updates. Regardless of where you're joining us from, I am so excited to dive into some of the themes for what to expect during the month ahead. So if this is your first energy forecast that you have experienced with me, I want to share a couple of things with you before we begin. So as you know, I'm an Akashic Records expert practitioner and teacher. And so one of my favorite things to use the Akashic Records for is channeling information about what to expect during the month ahead. And because, as we talked about in episode 4 of the podcast, you will have heard me share that the Akashic Records contain all the multidimensional aspects of reality, past, present, and future. So we can use the Akashic Records, obviously, to tune into future timelines. Now, a reminder that timelines are never set in stone. So when I share these collective energy forecasts, the point is to help you see possibilities of what to expect during the month ahead, knowing that those possibilities can shift and change depending on your own free will and how you decide to make your decisions and choices during the course of the month. So some of the themes in here may really resonate with you. Some of them may really prove to be true for you during the course of the month ahead. And some of them perhaps may not necessarily stick or resonate, and that's okay. But they may really resonate for another person who is listening to this forecast. So as always with any channeled information, take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. And so how I do these energy forecasts is I tune into the energy of the Akashic Records and I ask, what does my audience need to know during the course of the month ahead? And so they give me different themes to talk about. And the other piece of it is that I will also be doing a little bit of live channeling during the course of the recording of this. So I will also be sharing things that are coming up for me as I am talking you through all of the themes that I have channeled ahead of sitting down to record this. So it's going to be really interesting and fun. And I hope that you really enjoy these, because for the podcast, you can come to expect one of these energy forecasts every single month moving forward, again, to help you kind of see and understand what is going to be going on in the collective energy. And the intention behind it is to help you learn how the energetic expression of the month could be affecting you personally, so that you can make more informed decisions and choices of how to focus and direct your energy. As we know, wherever we direct our energy and our intention is where that energy and focus is going to go, and things expand from there. So using this to your advantage, you can now take this information and apply it to whatever is going on in your life. So with all of that in mind, let's get into it. The other really cool thing about this energy forecast that I'm super pumped about is I'm actually going to be incorporating the tarot into this forecast. So I am on a bit of a personal journey of exploration this year in 2024 to get to know the tarot better as a method of self-study and also as a way to understand the archetypes and themes of the world as they are expressed in the tarot. I bought my first tarot deck at age 11 when I was pretty young. And at the time, because I was basically a child, I did not really understand it or the themes. And so I would pull cards for myself and I didn't fully get it or kind of understand the expression of the cards. And so I've actually had a bit of resistance towards working with the tarot throughout the course of my life since then. And so one of my big journeys this year in 2024 is getting to know the tarot better and really understanding the cards. And what's super cool, and I love this, is that I pre-channeled all of the themes for this video, and then I pulled cards from the tarot, and all of them align with what came through during the channeled piece. So the tarot portion of this is just to kind of help reinforce some of the messages and help to just kind of see things again from the perspective of the tarot and the archetypes that the tarot cards can represent. So whether you're familiar with tarot or not, it's just another theme, another layer to add on to these energy forecasts that I think is really fun. And so, yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into the month of February. So what the big theme, the overarching theme and message for this month, the guides want me to share with you is that we are going to be going through another whole level of collective awakening. So there is going to be a lot of things that are going to be coming to light this month in the collective. Things really coming out of the shadows, coming out of the darkness. We are going to be becoming more aware of things that are happening out there in the world that perhaps we didn't know about before. Now, what's interesting about this theme is that it can be reflected in both a collective way and a personal way. So I'm going to talk you through kind of both and how they may be expressed. So at a collective level, we may be seeing out there in the world, on the world stage, in the headlines this month, things that were secret or that we didn't know about or that were hidden from our society, or even people, authority figures, information about them may be coming to light or may be coming into the collective conscious awareness. So things that have been hidden or oppressed or stuck or in the darkness and the closets of the world are going to be coming out and being seen and sort of broadcast and shown in different ways. So it'll be really interesting to kind of see how that unfolds. So perhaps there could be new technology that gets released that people have been tech companies have been working on behind the scenes for months and months and not months. And now we learn about it and we get to see it, get released. Or perhaps there are celebrities or public figures or people in leadership roles where there are maybe even scandals or things going on behind the scenes that are going to be coming to light this month that we are going to be becoming more aware of. Or there could just be even factions of our collective or groups of people, maybe people who have been marginalized or oppressed, who are kind of coming into the collective consciousness and their stories are being shared or their stories are coming to light and we're becoming more aware of them. So it's all about sort of those hidden things, those repressed things that are going to be coming to the surface and coming to light this month, that collective awakening. So of course, because they were saying the word specifically, the verbiage specifically was collective awakening, which could mean that there are more people having a spiritual awakening this month in general. So there's an emphasis on evolution and a shift in the vibration of the planet as a whole, which is a great thing. So there may be more people waking up, and there may even be people in your personal life that go through their own little awakening or dark night of the soul, or they may just kind of start to see things differently or start to see things maybe even a more similar perspective to you. They're more open-minded, they have more awareness of things. So there's just kind of this emphasis of collective awakening, waking up to new things. Now, this could also be reflected in your personal life. So I want to talk through that a little bit as well. So this theme could also for you mean that things that have been hidden in your own subconscious awareness could be coming to light for you. So you may be having some massive aha moments, some big light bulb moments this month where you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's been affecting me for so long. Or I'm so shocked that I forgot about this. And, I really have to like spend my time and attention focusing on this thing. Or maybe a truth is coming to light. Maybe even things in your personal life are getting exposed to you. Maybe you're learning about things that were hidden or repressed or secrets of people in your life that you're becoming aware of. Or maybe even you're sort of talking about things that you've repressed or that you've hidden from others that are starting to come to light. And so I want you to kind of see the overall theme of this month as like evolution and change. And again, those subconscious repressed aspects of both collective and self really coming forward, coming into the awareness at a greater level, again, both personally and collectively. So be on the lookout for the different ways that can happen during the course of this month. It's nothing to be afraid of because it's all good. When things are hidden in our subconscious, they can control us, right? They can control our behaviors and we're not aware of them. And if we're not aware of them, then we can't change anything about it. But if we are aware of it, then we can do something about it. So whether that's, again, at the collective level and people are in leadership are making changes because of what's coming to light, and that's a good thing for us at a collective level, or maybe for you, you're having a big awareness and aha moment of a thing that you need to change in your life, and that's going to lead you on a whole new timeline, a whole new way of doing things that's going to help propel you into the future. So again, this is a really good thing. So it's nothing to be afraid of. And it's just anything that's been repressed that needs to come forward will come forward. So the card that I have to describe this in the tarot is the Judgment card. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I am sharing the card on video here. But if you are listening to the audio version of this podcast, the Judgment card really represents that awakening, that awareness, that sort of realization, and those truths that have been hidden really coming to light. And part of this, and the reason why energetically this is happening, is occurring at a very planetary level. So we just had Pluto, which is the planet of the underworld, the subconscious mind, move into the sign of Aquarius, which is the sign of the zodiac that represents change, being revolutionary, being a rebel, trying new things, expressing yourself, doing things in a totally different way. And so because Pluto has moved into that sign of Aquarius, it has totally shifted the trajectory of our collective as a whole. We are quite literally moving into the age of Aquarius. And guess what? When you're listening to this episode, it's going to be in the midst of Aquarius season during the month of February. So like such an emphasis on this Aquarian energy, this moving into a new into a new era, moving into a new way of doing things, moving into a new way of existing is literally what this month is going to be all about. And for you personally, that may involve really blazing a new trail for yourself in your life. Because again, these subconscious aspects are coming into your awareness. And now maybe you're remembering things from your childhood that you used to love. And those things that are reminding you of your childhood, you're starting to incorporate them into your day-to-day life. And maybe that totally changes the trajectory of your career and where you're going in your life. Just as an example, there's so many different ways in how this could be expressed. But it's really exciting, and it's really going to be just shifting and evolving our planet and our collective as a whole. So what the guides really want us to focus on this month is, where are you blazing a new trail for yourself during the course of the month ahead? So during the month of February, there are going to be no planets in retrograde, which is extremely rare. Normally, we have at least one planet in retrograde. And in fact, for example, the classic one that we talk about in astrology is Mercury retrograde. And when Mercury goes retrograde, I think pretty much everyone in our collective already knows that technology can go haywire, or weird things can happen, or you just feel blocked or stuck when Mercury is in retrograde. And so now that there are no planets in retrograde, now that there is all of this forward momentum available to us, it is giving us that opportunity to really move forward, finally. I've spoken to so many people in my audience, my clients, people in my life who kind of feel like 2023 was a little bit of a groundhog day in a lot of ways where we were sort of like going through the motions of doing the same thing that we had done in 2022. 2023 felt very familiar for a lot of people in a lot of ways. And people who are craving change or to live their life in a different way or to start something new or to take a new path kind of felt like they were maybe cut off from being able to do that and may have felt a little stuck or stagnant during 2023. And what's really interesting is that things are opening up energetically this year in 2024. And so if that was you, if you felt like 2023 was a bit of a groundhog day for you and you kind of felt like nothing has changed and you're frustrated by that, we are getting the opportunity now to be able to really blaze that trail and be able to see a path forward for ourselves. And we have a new moon in Aquarius that's happening on February 9th that's going to give us the opportunity to be able to really do that and set some intentions for ourselves of where we're going. Now, I was just talking a little bit about the fact that the planet Pluto has moved into the sign of Aquarius, and it can be really interesting for you at a personal level to take a look at what house the sign of Aquarius is in your astrology birth chart. Now, even if you don't have any planets in Aquarius, or even if you don't have anything going on in the sign of Aquarius in your birth chart, you are still being affected by the energetic expression of what's going on in that house, in that area of your chart, if there is a collective transit that's going on. So, what I really want you to pay attention to and to be aware of is that whatever house Aquarius is in for you in your zodiac chart is going to provide a theme of what this Pluto transit is going to mean for you with Pluto moving into Aquarius. So, if you want to find your birth chart, you can go to www.astro.com. I will leave a link for that below in the show notes. If you don't have a way or have never pulled up your birth chart before, you're going to need to put in your birth information. It'll take you through steps to pull up your birth chart. And you're going to want to look for the sign of Aquarius. And you're going to want to look for the section of your birth chart that sign of Aquarius is in. That is called the house. So that section of the pie chart, that is your birth chart, where Aquarius is labeled, is going to be the house where you're going to see an effect from Aquarius or from Pluto moving into the sign of Aquarius during the course of this big collective shift that we're going to, that's really going to affect us for the next 20 years. So this is a big, 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 big shift. So for me, the house that Aquarius is in is my 10th house of career. So career, business, all of that good stuff. And I'm really personally excited about it because to me, being a new earth spiritual leader is all about what the age of Aquarius is about. And so because I am so fortunate to have Aquarius be in my 10th house of career, that is literally the mark of being a new earth leader. And so I'm really going to get to see my career, my business really grow and expand with this Pluto planetary shift over the upcoming 20 years. And so I can't wait to kind of see how that unfolds. Of course, I would be guided to start a podcast right around that time, right? It's literally like Pluto was knocking at my door saying, it's time for you to take your business in this new direction, to this new level, to this next evolution and stage of your own growth. And so I'm really excited about how that's going to pan out. So that's what the Pluto transit looks like for me personally. So you can find, again, what section of your pie chart that is your birth chart that is labeled by Aquarius, and you can go look up online what house that represents and get a better idea of what theme, what area of your life Pluto is really going to be blazing a new trail through for you. So the card that I have from the tarot that really represents this kind of like forward momentum, being able to see change beginning to happen and kind of setting our sights on the future and our future goals is this 3 of Wands. which I absolutely love because, again, we're like looking out towards the future. I'm showing the card here on the video podcast version. We're looking out towards the future and we're seeing a whole new world for ourselves that we're going to be able to cultivate and expand into. So, some other themes for this month of February include expansion, expanding into new possibilities for yourself and seeing new ways forward. So many of you may actually be considering travel opportunities. You may be planning trips for yourself this year. You may actually physically be traveling this month, but you may even be thinking about or wanting to plan a trip somewhere. And if you get that intuitive hit that you need to go to a specific city or country, do it. There's a reason for it. You wouldn't be guided to go there for nothing. So follow that intuitive hit and plan that trip. You have full permission to do that. Again, no planets are in retrograde, so it's all systems go this month. And also, this month really, like I was saying, represents that expansion and seeing new possibilities for yourself. So one thing I'm really being shown by the guides is that we have sort of, because of our life's experiences and circumstances, a lot of us have come to expect a certain method or manner in which our desires or manifestations will come in. For example, if you've worked in a corporate job your whole adult life and you've always made money through a corporate job, you expect that the money that you're going to receive, that you want to manifest, is going to come through your job. Or if you're a business owner, you expect, based on your experiences, that the money that you want to manifest is going to come through your business. Now, here's the thing. If you're only thinking that the money that you want to manifest is going to come through in your career or your business, you're actually shutting yourself off from a lot of possibilities of how money could actually want to come in for you. Whether it could be through a gift that you receive from someone or a random check in the mail, maybe even a tax refund check that comes through, or a surprise gift from a relative, who knows? And that's the cool part, that who knows part, is that if you're working on manifesting something specific, whether it be money or even love, I'll talk about some examples of love in a moment here. The guides are asking us to expand our possibility of how the things that we want to manifest could come through for us during the course of this month and moving forward, not just this month in February, but the rest of the year and maybe even the rest of forever, opening ourselves up to that possibility of expansion and allowing our manifestations to come through in different ways is going to be a huge piece of what to expect this month. So an example for love could be, let's say you've been wanting to attract love in your life, you've been wanting to meet your person, and you've been on the dating apps for months, maybe even years, because you expect that you're going to meet the person on the dating app. So you're always going on them every single night. But you're saying no to invitations to hang out with maybe a new friend on the weekend who's been wanting to get together with you, or you've been saying no to other opportunities for community and connection in person. Maybe this month it's time for you to open up your awareness to the new possibility that you could meet your person in a different way. Maybe you could meet them in a coffee shop or at the gym or on a trip that you're deciding to go on, that you're being guided to go on. So this month is about expanding your awareness to know that there are limitless possibilities for how your manifestations could come through. And I know I use the word manifestation here because it's the best way to describe what I'm talking about. But if you don't resonate with the word manifestation, I want to remind you that we are actually manifesting all the time. So another word that you could use is creation, your creations in life. So again, you're manifesting things all the time. You're manifesting money, you're manifesting love all of the time, whether you know it or not. You have been manifesting since you were a child. And so whatever you're wanting and working on creating and calling into your life, the things you're working, your creations or your manifestations, whatever word resonates with you, opening yourself up to seeing the possibility of how those things could come into your reality in a different way. So with that expansion energy, that Three of Wands energy includes working on the heart chakra. So we're going to be getting a lot of activations energetically through the heart chakra this month. I'm feeling like big pressure in my heart as I'm channeling this. We're going to be awakening through the heart chakra, and the heart chakra is going to be expanding in new ways, potentially that you could never had even thought possible. So if you are a big-hearted, empathic person, very likely that you are if you're listening to this podcast, I want you to prepare that your heart could grow 10 sizes this month in the best way. That isn't to say that you're going to be having to spend more of your time giving to other people and spending more of your time on others. No, that's not what I mean. I mean that your heart is going to be even expanding into greater depths of love for yourself and the world around you, possibly than you ever could have thought was available to you before. So be open to how that could unfold. The heart is growing. Your heart chakra is growing. And when you're more open, when the heart is more open than it is right now, you have let go of the resistance around how the world could respond and react to you. So a reminder that our energy is creating our reality all of the time. And if our heart is closed off and blocked off, we are only attracting a certain amount of circumstances into our life because the heart is not fully open to be able to receive other types of possibilities. Because energetically, vibrationally, we attract that which we are. So if your heart is closed off and walled off and you're not open, then you're going to keep attracting the same thing that you've always attracted into your life, the same circumstances, the same people, the same amount of money maybe. But if you're open in the process of opening your heart, that's when all of the new possibilities become aware to you, become part of your awareness, become something that you could actually have in your life. New things start happening. I say that because I've really been working on that within myself. I thought, oh my gosh, my heart can't possibly grow and open more. I'm so open. I'm such an open person. I'm open to the universe. I thought that. But I was actually closing myself off to so many different new possibilities that wanted to come into my reality. And now that I'm really just focusing on that openness and expanding my energy and expanding my field, it's creating the coolest things. Like finding the parking spot exactly when I need it, or my Uber driver is here to pick me up in an instant, or I receive the exact amount of money that I need to buy something that I've really been wanting. So the more that I open my heart, the more I've been manifesting. And that is also what this month is all about. And that's going to be really, really fun and really cool for you to see how that all unfolds. So with that in mind, we have the Wheel card in the tarot. And this card is all about possibilities. This card is all about all the different options, the whole wheel, the wheel of fortune. When you spin the wheel, what, section is it going to land on? If you were playing a carnival, that carnival game that exists at like the state fair, you spin the wheel and the wheel lands on a specific section and you win a prize. So we're spinning that wheel of fortune this month in the best way. And I want you to remember that it's expanding you into new possibilities that are available to you this month through the process of opening your heart. So for a lot of you, this is a really good thing because so many of you may have felt in the dark. Maybe you've been going through a bit of a depression, or you've been going through some mental health challenges, anxiety, and just feeling kind of low. I know for us here in the Northern Hemisphere, I live in the United States and it's winter. It's very cold here in Philadelphia. And so if you live in a place where it is in the winter season, there's not a lot of light. It may feel very dark to you, and that may be very overwhelming. And energetically, you just haven't wanted to leave the house or do much of anything because you just don't feel good. You haven't felt like yourself. Guess what? That is going to be coming to an end this month. You're going to be feeling so much better. It's going to feel like you're coming out of a void by the end of the month. You're going to be seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. You're going to feel like, oh my gosh, all of this heaviness that has been kind of going on in my life, you're going to feel that shedding away. You're going to feel a lot of releasing. There's going to be a lot of clearing energy going on this month. And that's going to be so helpful for you. We also have the 222 portal that's happening this month on February 22nd, which is also happens to be right around the time of the Virgo full moon. And that portal is really going to be opening up to all the things we've talked about so far, but also releasing the resistances and the ways that you've been blocking your heart off from being open to expand. And all of the heaviness, maybe even grief that you've been holding on to from the last few months that needs to be purged and cleared and let go of. They're also saying anger as well. So if you've been holding on to anger or resentment, maybe about your current circumstances and maybe because things haven't happened for you in the way that you've wanted them to happen, we need to let that go, especially around the 222 portal, in order to really open you up, again, to all of these new possibilities that want to make themselves known to you. So you're really going to be finding your passion again this month. It's going to be kind of reigniting your drive to move forward. There's going to be a lot of momentum that's going to be coming from this transition, from this month ahead. It's really going to feel like, in a lot of ways, time is speeding up. So things are going to be really moving quickly. And so one thing I want you to keep in mind with that, I have the King of Swords here. The King of Swords is a master of making decisive action. The King of Swords does not overthink his decisions. He knows what he wants to do and he acts on it and he communicates it to the people who need to know what his decision is. So if you become aware that you need to make a decision, do not wait. Make that decision. And that may happen very fast. And that can be overwhelming for the body and for the nervous system. But this is your sign that if there is something that you know that you need to do, you're going to have to make decisive action and get it done. Because things can change really fast during the course of this month. And so snag the opportunities, take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. Because again, things could be moving really quickly. And if you know that something is for you and you are hesitating to say yes to it because maybe there's a part of you that feels like they're not worthy or you're not ready or it's moving too fast, that opportunity could be gone and someone else could get it. And of course, as we know, nothing that is for you, that nothing that is meant for you will pass you by. Wait, let me make sure I'm saying that correctly. Everything that is meant for you will not pass you by. However, it's important to be decisive this month because if you miss out on something, it may take some time for it to come back around again to you. So maybe you're talking to someone new that you really like. It is the time to tell them how you feel, for example. Or if you want to work with a new collaborator in business and you've been thinking about it and sitting on it, it is time to tell them that you want to work together. Or if there's a new offer you've been thinking about launching in your business, it is time to take the decisive action to get it out there. It is not time to hedge or wait around or, sit on things. It is time to go. All systems go. The energy is perfect for this. And with all of that in mind, I also have the 3 of Pentacles here. This is the collaboration card when it comes to work opportunities. So be open to collaboration in terms of your work, your projects, maybe your business. And being open to working with others in new ways, possibly serving others in new ways. We do, again, have this full moon in Virgo coming this month, and Virgo is the sign of service. So this really could represent you working in a group of people to serve the larger collective or working on a project with other collaborators. And so being open to those group possibilities. But again, if you see these group possibilities come up, say yes to them if they feel aligned, and say yes quickly so that they don't pass you by. Again, taking that fast, decisive action is really, really important this month. So I hope that all of these different collective themes have really piqued your interest as to what could be coming down the pipeline for you this month. Again, it's going to be just a really great month of expanding into new possibilities. New timelines are going to be opening up for you. And by timeline, I mean you're taking different types of action. So therefore, you're attracting a different result. And therefore, it's leading to a whole different path. So follow where you feel led, where you feel drawn to go, and take action on it. Don't sit on it. The energy is ripe for decisive action and change. And allow that to propel you forward, knowing that new truths will be coming to light this month, knowing that perhaps new ideas and options are going to be coming into your awareness, and that your spirit team is helping you say yes to those things as they come along. And knowing that the more you open your heart, the more you expand into new possibility, and the more possibilities for your manifestations, for your creations will become available to you. And you're going to be spinning that wheel of fortune, knowing that so many cool things are going to be coming your way this month. So I hope this resonated with you. I hope you loved this energy forecast. If this resonated with you, head to my YouTube channel, leave a comment, let me know what you think. And let me know your thoughts on this energy forecast. And if you're really feeling this for you personally. And without further ado, I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now. The portal is now closed. Thank you so much for listening. I invite you to join our community of mystics and spiritual seekers in my Emily the Mystic membership for more content, support, and fun just like this episode. You can check that out on my website, emilythemystic.com/membership. Don't forget to send this podcast episode to a friend who needs to hear it, rate the show wherever you listen to your podcasts, and follow along on my Instagram and YouTube at Emily the Mystic. Don't worry, the portal will open again soon. See you then.